Good morning, students. This is second part of the chapter. Second part of the chapter on the face of it. Fine. So today we are going to understand the theory of positive attitude in this chapter. Actually, this chapter on the face of it by Susan Hill. Susan Hill, as we all know very well, that born on 5th February 1942, is an English author of fiction and non-fiction. And a student, she has also her non-fiction works. Her novels include The Woman in Black, The Mist in the Mirror, and I Am the King of the Castle, for which she received the Somerset Maugham Award in 1971. She had to undergo tragedy early in life. In her semi-autobiographical novel, In the Springtime of year 1974, she deals with loneliness and isolation, as is experienced by Mr. Lamb and Derek in the play On the Face of It. Actually, we all know very well, we have this perception that handicapped children or handicapped persons and disabled persons need our what? Sympathy. No, it is not there. They want the equal opportunity, they want the respect and equal behavior. They are not a factory of the they are not factory of the emotion. They don't want what? Sympathy from us. So this is a beautiful quotation. We live in a painful world, no doubt about it. But let me tell you this, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. A positive attitude is the most powerful combattant to life's misfortune. Wonderful. In the modern, you can say time also, we have to keep the same spirit in our mind. What? Positive attitude. If we are not positive, suppose in case this COVID is going on, what would happen if our exams, what would happen if our exams will not be conducted on time? What would happen if our business would not go in this way? Yes, we do agree, everything is going on, but still we should not leave our determination that we will win this war. Okay, so with positive attitude. So we students, we have three characters in this chapter. The two are main character, Derry and Mr. Lamb, and the third one is Derry's mother. Okay, she is minor character. She has in this play, we will read only a brief note for Derry's mother, but Derry's mother played a vital role in Derry's life. Why? Because she was responsible for Derry's isolated life. One of the reason, not whole reason, but एक reason है Derry का अकेला रहने का कारण उसकी mother भी है. So Derry, a boy of 14 with a burnt face, looks ugly, loner, pessimistic, withdrawn and introverted. Low confidence, indulges in self-pity, suspicious of the intent of others. Means he has only doubt. उसको हमेशा doubt रहता है कि लोग उसके बारे में गलत सोचते हैं, क्योंकि उसका आधा चेहरा क्या है? बंद है. Mr. Lamb, an old man with a tin leg. उनका एक पैर आप देखो यहाँ पे नीचे कि उनका एक जो पैर है वो क्या है? बिल्कुल मीन्स वॉर में ब्लोन हो गया था, उसके बाद में उन्होंने एक tin leg लगा रखा है. ओके, lonely, crave for company. He always crave for company. Okay, he always craves for company and acceptance, jovial, optimistic. Important thing, optimistic, lover of nature, social. Okay, so outgoing, tolerant, helpful, sensitive, independent, didn't mind children calling him Lamby Lamb or picking the crab apples. Derry's mother, on the other hand, Derry's mother seems to be cementously overprotective mother. As we all know, mother हमेशा overprotective होती है, but mother should not be overprotective. ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं रखना है. Okay, please give this videos to your mother also, so she can understand that a mother should not be overprotective and not understanding of her son. है क्या आपकी किसी की mother overprotective? But obvious होंगी. She contributes to his isolation by keeping him home because of the facial injury. Don't go there. People will make comment on you. वहाँ मत जाओ, लोग comment करेंगे. And treats him with a sense of pity. Means she doesn't want Daddy to go out. That robs him of dignity. Means she never allows him to face the world, challenges of world, reality of world. Okay, and robs him of dignity and agency, essentially treating him like a perpetually helpless victim. So here on the face of it, see, this is a play. Moreover, it is about the friendship between young boy Derry, and an old man, Mr. Lamb, because of his facial scar, because you can see here in the picture, below you can see over here, because of his scar, he is very upset and feels that people do not want to associate with him. So to hide from people, he gets into old man's garden. Means Gary, a 14 years old boy hai, he also would like to enjoy the world and say go out. So one day he got the opportunity and he jumped into Mr. Lamb's garden. Okay, but panics. Why? Because when he meets him, Mr. Lamb puts him at ease, and Mr. Lamb has informed him that he was not afraid of Terry. Mr. Lamb put him at ease and advised him to accept life as it comes. Further, he has a more cheerful and optimistic approach to life. Also, he conveys Terry to live life to the fullest and avoid bitterness. He further advises him to accept life as it is, However, Derry was moved by Mr. Lamb's attitude. Finally, we will come to know that with Mr. Lamb's, you can say, efforts, Derry was changed. Derry change hota hai, okay? Derry was moved by Mr. Lamb's attitude and spirit. Besides, when Derry tries to come out of his shell, he met a great loss of only person who makes friends with him. But finally, we will come to know that finally Mr. Lamb would meet his death. Mr. Lamb की लास्ट में क्या हो जाती है? Death हो जाती है. Okay, so we will go through in this chapter. Fine. This short play explores the importance of human connections and relationships. The play builds a situation where two characters with physical deformity, one has a scar face, okay, and other one is Mr. Lamb who got thin leg, okay, and disfiguration accidentally bump into each other. On that day, unknowingly, Derry entered into Mr. Lamb's garden and exchanged views about their lives in a society which had alienated them. So, this is the play featuring an old man, Mr. Lamb, and a small boy, Derry. Both of them are physically challenged. दोनों ही क्या हैं? Physically challenged means दोनों क्या हैं? They have some, you can say, disability. Both of them are disabled. Okay. Mr. Lamb has one leg of tin, and Derry has a burn scar on half of his face. So chapter starts like this way. The scene of Mr. Lamb's garden. Mr. Lamb was sitting in the garden. Derry goes to garden thinking it to be empty. Okay, Mr. Lamb's garden, Mr. Lamb was in the garden and Derry goes to the garden thinking it to be empty. Derry को लगा कि ये क्या है? Empty garden है. Fine, you can see over here, he was trying to jump. So, Derry and gets scared to know that the owner of garden is present there. He tries to go away, but Mr. Lamb asks him to stay back. Derry feels that he looks ugly and terrible and is afraid to look at himself. Means it was there that Derry would clear that he even is not able to see his face. Who? Derry. He says that he hates being with people near and that his face got burnt up by acid. Then Mr. Lamb said that he was not afraid of Derry. Derry was shocked to hear that. Then Mr. Lamb told him that he has changed the topic. Means when Derry showed his face, Mr. Lamb changed the topic. He told him that when it is a month of the September, and he would bring a ladder and stick and pick fine and ripe crab apples as they made a good jelly. So at that time, Derry asked him, why have you changed the topic? आपने topic को change क्यों किया? Derry pointed him 4 changing the topic just like other people did. He added that Mr. Lamb didn't ask him about it. Daddy got annoyed. Okay, Daddy got annoyed over there. Why? Because Mr. Lamb was changing the topic. Mr. Lamb was changing the topic. So Daddy asked him what? If he had no interest in his face, आपको मेरे चेहरे में interest नहीं है. Then Mr. Lamb guessed, yes, I don't have it much interest. As Daddy got annoyed and said that he did not like the company of the people. Okay, and said that, and Mr. Lamb guessed that maybe his face got burnt in some fire. Okay, and added that. And Mr. Lamb then added that he has interest in everything. Okay, fine. So, aren't you interested? Daddy कहता, aren't you interested, Mr. Lamb? You are a boy who came into the garden. Plenty do. I'm interested in anybody, anything. There's nothing God made that doesn't interest me. Look over there, over beside the far wall. What can you see? So look over there, over beside the far wall. What can you see? Rubbish. Daddy says, rubbish. Mr. Lamb, rubbish. Look boy, look. What do you see? Look boy, look. ध्यान से देखो. तुम क्या देखते हो? What do you see? Look boy, look. Just grass and stuffed weeds. And what? Mr. Lamb, some call them weeds. Some call them weeds. If you like then a weed garden, there's a fruit and there are flowers and trees and herbs. कुछ को fruits कहते हो, कुछ को flowers कहते हो, trees हैं, herbs हैं, all sorts. But over there weeds. I grow weeds there. Why is one growing plant called a weed and another flower? क्यों एक जो ग्रीन प्लांट है उसको आप फ्लावर कह देते हो और दूसरे ग्रीन प्लांट को आप क्या कह रहे हो? वीड कह रहे हो. Where's the different? It's all life growing same as you and me. So Mr. Lamb is trying over here. Mr. Lamb tries to change his perception. He says that everything is God's creation and interests him. He says that weeds are green and are same as flowers. Okay, so Mr. Lamb is trying to change the perception, both being green growing plants. He finds no difference between the two. Similarly, he says that all human beings are same. So why are you hiding from someone? तुम क्यों छुप रहे हो? You are also what? Same as me and as other persons of the society. Daddy, we are not the same. Mr. Lamb, I am old, you are young. You have got a burnt face, I have got a tin leg. Not important. You are standing there, I am sitting here. Where's the difference? Daddy, why have you got a tin leg? So now see, Daddy has started conversation with Mr. Lamb. आपका पैर कैसे टूटा? Real one got blown off. Years back, Lamby Lamb, some kids say. Haven't you heard them? Means now Mr. Lamb was telling that many people make comment on Mr. Lamb, but he is not moved. लेकिन उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. वो यही बात पॉजिटिव वाइब किस पे डालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड डैरी में. Haven't you heard them? You will, Lamby Lamb. It fits, doesn't trouble me, Daddy. But you can put in trousers and cover it up and no one sees. They don't have to notice and steer. Okay, Mr. Lamb, some do, some don't. So over here, Daddy says that they are not the same, to which the old man replies that there is age difference. But they are same. They have, both of them have physical problems, but these are not important. So they are not different to each other. Daddy feels that Mr. Lamb can hide his leg under his trouser, but there is no way for him to hide his scarred face. Actually, what is there, that Mr. Lamb said that that when Mr. Lamb said that he was not afraid of Derry, so Derry was shocked to hear that. Okay, and then what happened? Then Mr. Lamb stopped him in the garden to stay over there, and then Mr. Lamb explained that there were a number of plants in the garden, but some people call them green plant is weed, but some green plants are called flowers. Why it is there? It was not because they were different. All of them were green in color. It was about how people considered them to be herbs or weeds. तो ये लोगों की सोच के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि वो उसको कैसा मानते हैं. ओके, तो उसने डैरी को ये फील करने की कोशिश की उसमें क्या कि herbs, some plants are called herbs, or some are weeds, or some are flowers, but everything is same, growing on, you can say branches or twigs. In reality they all are same. Mr. Lamb would like to feel this spirit. Okay, but Derry did not agree to this point, and Mr. Lamb told him what? That there was no difference. He was young, and Mr. Lamb was he was young, and Mr. Lamb was what? Old. He had a burnt face. उसका क्या है? चेहरा जला हुआ है. उसका चेहरा क्या है? जला हुआ है. And Mr. Lamb had got a thin leg. These things were not so important. Okay, so these things were not so important. So they didn't make any difference in the life. Okay, then these things were not so important, and so they did not make any difference. Derry asked him, Mr. Lamb could hide his thin leg under the trouser, but not Derry. Derry could not hide his face under the trouser or any cloth. आप बताओ यहाँ पे कैसे trouser पहनेगा? ठीक है. So Derry told that we are not the same. As why? Because but you can put on trouser and cover it up and no one sees. They don't have to notice and stare. Mr. Lamb, some do, some don't. कुछ देखते हैं, कुछ नहीं देखते. They get tired of it. In the end, there's a plenty of other things to stare at. Derry, like my face, like crab apples, or the weeds, or a spider climbing up a silken ladder, or my tall sunflowers. Things. So now Derry, you can say that Derry got frustrated over here because Derry thought that Mr. Lamb was taking his face with non-living things. So Mr. Lamb was just making him understand that we have so many things in the world to stare at, as a spider climbing on silken ladder, and beautiful tall sunflowers. Okay, could also be some of the other things that people would probably look at and discuss. Okay, so but Derry doesn't want to agree, and then Derry commented that the other things mentioned by Mr. Lamb, things means other things mentioned by Mr. Lamb were things. They were non-living things. Mr. Lamb replied that it's all relative, beauty and the best. Mr. Lamb replied that all the things were related to each other. सब चीजें आपस में जुड़ी हुई हैं. जैसे ब्यूटीफुल का ऑपोजिट क्या होता है? अगली, डे, नाइट. इन द सेम वे एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटिव. Everything is related in this world. It's all relative, beauty and the best. What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Lamb, you tell me. तुम बताओ मुझे, तुम्हें पता होगा beauty and the best. Derry, you did not think they have not all told me that. तुम क्या मुझे सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो Mr. Lamb? मेरी फैमिली ने भी मुझे बताया that fairy story before. It's not what you look like, it's what you are inside. Many persons speak the same thing कि आप जो करते हो, actions are appreciated. So I have heard this lot of the things. Handsome is as handsome does. Handsome is as handsome does. Beauty loved the monster's best for himself, and when she kissed him, he changed into a handsome prince. Only he would not. He would have stayed a monstrous beast. लेकिन वो नहीं बदला, beast नहीं बदला. I won't change. मैं थोड़ी बदल जाऊँगा. ठीक है. So over here, Mr. Lamb would like to put the positive spirit. How? Daddy refuses to accept this thought that which he had also heard before, that a person's physical appearance doesn't matter as much as his inner beauty does. बोले मुझे पता है inner beauty जो होती है वो different होती है. He talks about the story of Beauty and the Beast, where the ugly beast. बोले मुझे पता है, I know very well Beauty and the Beast story, where the ugly beast turns into a handsome prince upon being kissed by the beauty. He says that he won't ever change, पर मैं थोड़ी बदल जाऊँगा like that, because no one will ever kiss him. So Beauty and the Beast, have you heard this story, students? Once upon a time there's a beautiful girl, beautiful princess, and she had fallen into love with Beast, and then finally she kissed him, and Beast changed into a handsome prince, but Beast didn't want to change. This is the story. So Derek has explained over here. हाँ सुना हुआ है. Beauty loved the monstrous beast for himself, and when she kissed him, he changed into a handsome prince. Only he would not. लेकिन वो नहीं बदला. He would have stayed a monstrous beast. I won't change. लेकिन मैं नहीं बदलूंगा. Monstrous beast बदल गया होगा, मैं नहीं बदलूंगा. क्यों? वो भी नहीं बदला था, पर मैं बदल ही नहीं सकता हूँ, Mr. Lamb. In what that way? No, you want. तुम नहीं बदल सकते. Daddy, and no one will kiss me. कैसे बदलूंगा? No one will kiss me. Only my mother, and she kisses me on the other side of my face. And I don't like my mother to kiss me. She does it because she has to. Because I am his son. I am her son. Why should I like that? I don't care if nobody ever kisses me. So Mr. Lamb has explained over here that there he explained that he would not have changed if he would not have changed. Why? He would not have changed. Why? Because no one is there in this world to kiss him. Even his mother kissed him on the other part of the face. So Mr. Lamb says that Daddy was right at that. Daddy said that no one would kiss him. No one would kiss him ever because of his face. Even his mother kissed him on the good side of his face. He did not like this at all. He did not like this at all. Okay. So we have understood over here. He says that he won't ever change like that because no one will ever kiss him as his face is scarred. Even his mother kisses him on the other side of his face. So Mr. Lamb was trying to put the spirit, put the note in his mind, in his heart. What? Ugliness is the only skin dip. A man is not what he looks like, but what he really is. Daddy has gone through this story at home. Daddy knows very well this thing, but he did not agree. लेकिन वो नहीं मान रहा है. क्यों? Because of the frequent comments of the society. Society की जो comments है वो उसको मानने ही नहीं दे रहे हैं. So now he will explain that what do people say for him and what does a woman say for him. एक दिन एक औरत ने क्या कहा, उसके लिए क्या कहती है, we will explain over here. Okay. But prior to it, Mr. Lamb asked him, Daddy says, and no one will kiss me, only my mother, and she kisses me on the other side of my face, and I don't like my mother to kiss me. She does it because she has to. Why should I like that? I don't care if nobody ever kisses me. Mr. Lamb, but you care, do you care if you never kiss them? What? Daddy, what? Mr. Lamb, girls, pretty girls, okay, girls, pretty girls, long hair. Girls, pretty girls, long hair. Okay, so Mr. Lamb explains over here, girls, pretty girls, long hair and large eyes, people you love. Daddy, you would let me? Who would let me? Not one. Mr. Lamb, who can tell? Who can tell? So Mr. Lamb asked her, did Daddy ever want to kiss someone? Daddy asks him what he was talking about. Mr. Lamb said that probably Daddy wanted to kiss pretty girls who had long hair and large eyes, or the other people whom Daddy loved? Daddy replied that no one. Daddy replied that who would let me? Not one. Daddy replied that no one would ever allow him to do so. Mr. Lamb said that, who can tell? It was, Mr. Lamb said that this was unpredictable. Daddy, I won't ever look different, क्योंकि मेरी शक्ल नहीं बदलने वाली, मैं ऐसा ही रहूँगा. वो तो बदल गया, बिस तो बदल गया, but I won't look ever different. मैं कभी नहीं बदलूँगा. When I am as old as you, कि जब मैं तुम्हारी उम्र का होऊंगा, okay, when I am as old as you, I will look the same. I will still only have a half face. Mr. Lamb, so you will, but the world won't. कि तुम, ठीक है, ऐसा चेहरा रहेगा, बट द वर्ल्ड वॉन्ट, बट वर्ल्ड का तो ऐसा चेहरा नहीं है. द वर्ल्ड्स गॉट ए होल फेस, वर्ल्ड का पूरा चेहरा है. एंड द वर्ल्ड्स देयर टू बी लुक्ड एट, और आपको दुनिया को देखना है. सो डैडी सेड दैट ही विल नेवर लुक डिफरेंट, कि वो कभी भी क्या नहीं दिखेगा, डिफरेंट नहीं दिखेगा. ओके, व्हेन ही विल बी as old as Mr. Lamb, when he will be as old as Mr. Lamb, then also he will have only a half face. Mr. Lamb said that yes. Mr. Lamb ने कहा yes, he will always have a half face, but the world was full of beauty. Okay, and he must look at its beauty. Then now we will see that Daddy has started doing conversation with him, and it is a good sign. Why? Because Daddy is now coming up. Daddy आ रहा है बाहर. Daddy is sharing his you can say sharing his views and all. Okay, so Daddy, do you think this is the world, this old garden? Because Daddy is a negative approach boy. He has a negativity in his mind. That's why उसको क्या लगता है, मिस्टर लैम का कोई फ्रेंड नहीं है, या वो अकेला रहता है. ही हैज़ दिस परसेप्शन दैट disabled persons can't make friendship. Do you think this is the world, this old garden? Mr. Lamb, when I am here, not the only one, but the world, as much as anywhere. Daddy, does your leg hurt you? क्या तुमको तुम्हारे पैर में दर्द होता है? Tin doesn't hurt you, boy. Daddy, when it came off, did it? लेकिन जब लगा था, जब तो हुआ होगा. Certainly. Daddy, and now I mean where the tin stops, जहाँ पे आपको ये पैर, जहाँ पे tin लगा हुआ है पैर में, वहाँ at the top. Mr. Lamb, now and then, in wait whether it doesn't signify, लेकिन मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. So Mr. Lamb was putting again the same thing. What? कि वो चाहते हैं कि Daddy should not feel the comments of the world. Daddy, oh, that's something else. They all say, हाँ पता है Mr. Lamb, पता है. Look at all these people. मेरे parents मुझे बोलते हैं, look at all those people who are in pain and brave and never cry and never complain and don't feel sorry for themselves. Mr. Lamb, I haven't said it. मैंने तो ये कहा ही नहीं है तुमको. Jerry, and think of all those people worse off than you, and think you might have blindage or born deaf, okay, or have to live in wheelchair or be daft in your head and dribble. So Mr. Lamb was explaining Daddy to ignore the comments of the society. Okay, so Daddy questioned him. That was the garden, the world for him. ये garden आपके लिए world है. Lamb said that when he was present in the garden, then the garden was his world. Okay, and then further Daddy asked him, Mr. Lamb, then he questioned him whether his leg hurt. क्या आपको आपके पैर में दर्द होता है? Whether his leg hurt. At that time, Mr. Lamb explained. Lamb replied that tin didn't hurt. tin के पैर में, artificial leg में दर्द नहीं होता है. It never pain. Daddy asked him if he suffered pain when he lost his leg. जब आपने अपने पैर को खोया तब हुआ था दर्द. Lamb said that it pained back then. बहुत समय पुरानी बात है. Okay. He then asked him if it pain now. क्या आपको अभी फील होता है? When the artificial leg stuck into the real one. जब आपके real पैर में और artificial जो leg है do you feel that कि आपको artificial leg है? Then Mr. Lamb Then Mr. Lamb told that he ignored. Lamb said that sometimes it pained in wet weather, but it was not that important. Daddy said that he could understand. मैं समझ रहा हूँ आप what are you saying? What he mean by all this? He had heard people saying that you should take a lesson from those who suffer in pain and never cry or complain about your pain. So we have come to know up to now that Mr. Lamb was trying to fill the positive spirit or positive vibe and would like to change Daddy's perception. But Daddy was not changing. But gradually we will see some change in Daddy's life. We will see over here. Okay. Although at first Daddy refuses to accept his thought, but finally we will come to know. Because you can see over here, Daddy has asked him one question that do you feel pain in your leg? आपको क्या दर्द होता है? Or do you feel that this garden is the whole world? So we will see in our next class that how did Mr. Lamb change his perception? Okay, so please go through up to here that. And now, I mean where the 10 stops at the top. There you ask, Mr. Lamb, now and then in wet weather, okay, it doesn't signify, oh, that's something else. They all say, look at all those people who are in pain and brave and never cry and never complain and don't feel sorry for themselves. Mr. Lamb, I haven't said it. मैंने तो नहीं कहा है तुमको. Daddy, and think of all those people worse off than you. Think you might have been blinded or born deaf. ये सब चीज़ें मेरे पेरेंट्स ने भी मुझे कहा है क्या? They told me what? They told me that उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि suppose in case you will have mental disorder, कि तुम्हें mental disorder हो जाता. Suppose in case you have to spend your whole life on the wheelchair. It could be, it may be, ऐसा हो सकता था. So my parents tried all their level best and people also tried, but this will not change me. ये मुझे change नहीं करेगा because people make comments on me. ये next आएगा कि why when Daddy knows each and everything but still he is not changing. ऐसा क्यों है? देखो, you can see over here, उसने कहा and think of all those people worse off than you, कि मुझे पता है कि उन लोगों के बारे में सोचना चाहिए कि जो आपसे ज़्यादा खराब हैं. Think you might have been blinded, पता है मुझे कि मेरे पेरेंट्स ने कहा है मुझे कि सोचो what would happen अगर तुम blind होते और born deaf, okay, if you are not able to hear or have to live in wheelchair or be deaf in your head and dribble, okay, mental disorder and all, but it would not change my perception. So now we will see how did Mr. Lamb change his perception, and will he get success or not in the next class. Okay, so please go through the chapter on the face of it up to here. Students, one thing I would like to tell you, if you are not reading the chapter with me, then it's not possible for you to later on to understand the chapter. So, and in board exam we all have to answer the question from what from in text. Okay, so please go through the chapter positively. Thank you.